Mom, can I go play? My friend is here.
Did you finish your homework?
Yes, all done.
Then show me your class journal. Wait, what's that? An F? Teacher's note? Misbehaved in class? Was goofing off! And yet you want to play outside! You should be ashamed! Go study! No going out for you! He's grounded today! And watch out! If I see you slacking around, I'll rough you up real good!
Hello everyone and welcome to Lord Pog Gaming, and I'm your humble host, Lord Pog. Every now and then my daughter will suggest a game for me to review, and it's not an often enough occurrence that I have trouble keeping up with all her suggestions. So when she does feel strongly enough about a game that she wants me to review it, I have no problem with dropping everything else I might have lined up for the channel in order to acquiesce to her request. Keeping that in mind, I've decided to start a new playlist on my channel called My Daughter's Picks, where I've reviewed Bad Parenting and The Baby in Yellow, which y'all should check out after watching this review.
Do it! Do it!
Speaking of My Daughter's Picks for today's review, the game she's come to me asking for is called Schoolboy Runaway, and I gotta tell y'all, I'm gonna tell you, I had a lot of fun with this one. But before we get into that though, first let me do my shameless sales pitch for the channel. If you're new here, and I get you feeling a type of way, then I'd be totally honored by your subscribing.
Totally?
Totally.
Regardless if you're new to the channel or a longtime viewer, every like and share helps the channel grow, and I'm humbled by your support. Also, ring my bell for notifications and sign my guest book below as a ceremonial offering to the YouTube god known as the algorithm. My guest book being the comments section, of course. And that's it. I won't harp on y'all about it anymore.
Well, I don't like to harp on a subject,
I don't
but
care. It comes with me, never have. That's why they call me gregarious.
Without further ado, let's get on with the review of Schoolboy Runaway. Schoolboy Runaway was first released on December 7th, 2004 by publisher and developer Linked Squad, who I admittedly have found very little information about.
Boo this man!
What I can say is that they are a Russian developer with several games already under their belt, most of which are the horror escape variety, which I think might just be a fancy way of saying stealth survival, but I don't know. They have games on both Steam and itch.io, but the caveat to that is not everything they offer on Steam is available on itch, and vice versa. With that being said, I'll leave a link to both their Steam and itch.io pages in the description. So far, the popularity of Schoolboy Runaway has been pretty solid, with Steam giving it a community rating of very positive, and at least 2 fan wikis out there that I have found. Now, to be clear, both these wikis might link to each other in some way, but they are pretty sparse on information, and so I wasn't able to discern much of it if they are connected or not.
You liar!
Okay. So they are sparse, but truth be told, I didn't exactly dive deeply into them to see if they are linked or not. In regards to Linked Squad as a developer and publisher, they have made other games that do seem pretty interesting, one of them being a game called Joker Show, which was released in 2023 on Steam. Another is Pipehead Story, released on itch.io in 2022, with Joker Show being a horror survival and Pipehead Story being a first-person shooter. Combine that with Schoolboy Runaway being a stealth escape, and I've come to respect how varied Linked Squad is in their way of development. So whether it be horror, FPS, or stealth, Link Squad has got you covered. And while I can't speak on the quality of the aforementioned Joker show or Pipehead story, I can say that Schoolboy Runaway is a blast and deserves a look-see. By all of you Golden Wonders out there. So the plot of Schoolboy Runaway revolves around a boy named Andre, whose full name I have no chance of pronouncing correctly. He's a bit of a class clown, I guess, because his school report, which I'm guessing just means his report card,
check out the big brain on Brad,
mentions that he's disruptive in class, and as a result, he's punished by his mother, Galia. Which means when Andre's buddy Igor comes over to hang out, he's promptly told to shove off because Andre is grounded to his room to study. So the whole point of the game is to help Andre avoid his mother Galia and his father Genna and escape his house. That's the plot in a nutshell.
Help! I'm in a nutshell! How did I get into this nutshell?
Where it becomes more nuanced is how Andre can escape, and just what in the Sam Hill is actually going on in his house, how to escape, and the variety of options to do so. And we'll cover the variety and options and endings in the gameplay section, so put a pin in that for now.
Hold your horses.
For now, let's talk about Andre's home life real quick and what a game over in Schoolboy Runaway looks like. While I'm not one who believes that children should always be handled gingerly, meaning that the idea of being your kid's friend is the same as being their parent, I'm also not entirely on board with the whole griefing your kid so they'll stay in line either. I once watched a man try to reason with his 8-year-old because he wanted to buy a box cutter, which is a type of razor blade used by manual laborers, to which his dad said no, so the 8-year-old proceeded to begin throwing a fit, which ended with the dad begging his child to stop. What struck me odd about this, because I was the salesman behind the counter, silently observing all this, was how the whole thing devolved into the dad on his knees begging, while the 8-year-old stood firm, rigid even, with his tiny hands balled into fists, yelling at his father.
You serious?
To make a long story short,
You're a bit late for that!
the father ended up having to leave the store without his purchase to get his child out of there, which I feel was the correct thing to do, while also thinking that a parent should never try to reason with their children.
What did he say?
Let me explain. A child is a child. Whether they are 6 or 16, they are not adults. Heck, I was born in the 80s, which should give y'all an idea of how old I am, and I'm barely an adult now. With all that said, what's going on in Andre's house isn't a case of one extreme or the other. Andre isn't a reckless child with weak parents, nor is he some proper kid with extremely abusive parents. While I will say his parents are pretty aggressive, Andre himself likes to take the piss quite a bit.
Well, there's always a bad element in any neighborhood, but it's actually coming on in leaps and bounds around here with urban renewal plans, and we've even got our own organic supermarket.
What ensues is a funny scenario of no-nonsense parents who will whip their kids, and their kid being somewhat of a hellion. And seriously, getting whipped by your dad is a game over. But the kid, Andre, he's all about that rebellious behavior, and he's all about them high-risk, high-reward schemes. If one looks at the plot of Schoolboy Runaway as being a story about a poor, abused child just trying to escape his dysfunctional home so he can play outside and be free, then go read 1984 by George Orwell.
We are concerned about trouble and training irresponsible, one-sided news stories plaguing our country.
Because that's not what this game is about. At its core, what Schoolboy Runaway is about is, yes, a dysfunctional and oddly sinister family. Yet it also has that nostalgic vibe of being a kid and doing what you were told not to do in order to do what you want to do, and the risks, rewards, and oftentimes consequences of those decisions.
Consequences, consequences, as long as I'm rich.
Most of us, if not all of us, can remember a time when we raged against the machine, as it were. Perhaps we were already rebellious, or maybe we were normally pretty polite and decided to act up for once. Then perhaps some of us are still young and still growing up and discovering ourselves. Whatever the circumstance, that is the essence of Schoolboy Runaway, a fun little jaunt into youth and the ups and downs it brings. Best way to describe Schoolboy Runaway's gameplay is stealth escape, with puzzle solving tucked neatly into its folds. As mentioned before, the object of the game is to escape your house so you can hang out with your bud Igor. There are various ways to do this, with branching paths and multiple endings. There are 8 possible endings that can be achieved.
No way!
Along with a secret ending. So 9 total endings, and why I just didn't say 9 endings with the 9th being a secret instead of sounding pretentious as
Watch your profanity.
Well anyways, I'll never know. But with 9 endings, that means the ways Andre can or won't escape are many. Now to be fair, this isn't a walkthrough of every ending and how to accomplish each one. Which might have you golden wonders out there asking, then why did you go through so much explanation about the endings?
Oh, well, allow me to retort.
Because I'm gonna at least explain one of them, which is probably the easiest ending to accomplish, but also gives the best description of what to expect from Schoolboy Runaway. The easiest ending in Schoolboy Runaway has to be the gate ending, since all you really need for it is the rag, wash detergent, Fat Begone spray, Dad's laptop charger, and gate code. Accomplishing this is a little difficult since some items are not fixed, meaning finding them varies in location. Some items tend to move locations with each playthrough, while others are fixed. So giving a comprehensible walkthrough is difficult, but there are a few tricks I can share. The Rubik's Cube is important. Math is involved when figuring out the computer password, and your mother is going to be harder to evade than your father. Best way in dealing with your mother is constantly ringing the doorbell.
There's somebody at the door. There's somebody at the door.
She'll always go to answer it, so move fast when searching the kitchen. In many ways, Schoolboy Runaway thinks outside the box with its gameplay, requiring math to solve some of its puzzles with outright glitching in others. Perhaps one of my favorite endings requires a glitch, or dare I say, a no-clip to solve, which leads to a very unexpected ending that, well, when I discovered it, it left me feeling like I hadn't won so much. One of my favorite things to do, just because, is troll your dad with your PC. It's one of the puzzles to be solved and can help in Andre's escape, but despite all that, it's just fun to do and the end result is justified. Your dad is probably one of the more lackluster characters, and I don't mean that as an insult, I just mean that all he really wants to do is sit around and watch TV, and if he has to get on to you, then he's having you do things like run laps around the house or squat. So he's constantly kind of tearing you down, and so he gets his just desserts from this trolling you do to him with your computer. But I won't say more than that. All in all, Schoolboy Runaway is fun, engaging, challenging, with a fair amount of jump scares and a little horror thrown into the mix. I highly, highly recommend it. Thank y'all for joining me on another one of my daughter's picks. I gave Schoolboy Runaway a 7 out of 10, which means absolutely nothing since I think I normally rate things out of stars and not 10s. Oh well, y'all get what I mean. While the game does have its issues, it's still fun with plenty of replay value, so I'd be amiss not to recommend it to you Golden Wonders. With that said, please subscribe if you haven't already.
Your daisy if you do.
Leave a like on the video and share it around to help gain the channel some traction. Ring my bell for notifications, that way you can stay up to date on any of my videos, and sign my guest book if it tickle your fancy.
No, please do not tickle my fancy.
And remember, we probably won't always see eye to eye on every topic, but that's okay. We're here because of our love of gaming and our passion for escapism that gaming provides. And that's what this channel is really meant for. Regardless of our real world views, while here, we all stand on common ground. So from my very heart and soul, I want y'all to know I love you. I would fight any horde or foe by your side. You're always welcome in my lobby. Y'all come back now. Stay golden.